Hey guys, this popped up on my screen. Let's see where this one takes us. It is July 16th. Lord knows how long it takes me to get a video uploaded to YouTube, like 18 hours. Something insane, if it's not interrupted. But this is the Anxious Crystarium Guard. Love lady called in the middle of nowhere. I'm guessing that this is the start of our normal raid. And it says one of the Crystarium guards is particularly relieved to have found you. Have you seen Reen? She's been looking for you. Wait here, I'll go and get her. This is in the Crystarium. It's right by the Aetheryte. I believe just south of it. There you are. The truth is, I need your help. Now, hold on. I haven't even told you what it is yet. After you defeated Emmett Silk, I sensed a strange concentration of light somewhere far to the south. In the empty, the lands that were once swallowed by the flood. I can't tell what it is, but we have to find out. For all we know, it might even be another Light Warden. But whatever it may be, I don't intend to stand by and watch. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Thancred, Oranger, and I have a few theories that we plan to test once we find whatever's causing this. The three of us were reluctant to ask for your help, considering everything that you've been through. The thing is, you're the only person who can defeat a Light Warden without becoming one yourself, so we have no choice. Well, we don't want to jump to conclusions. It'd be a good idea to have you there just in case. So will you come with us? I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, this means a lot. First of all, let's head to the Derrick in Amarang. Thancred and Oranger should have everything ready by now. And this was released about 3 a.m. Going to In at Journey's Head. I don't even remember that crystal. Oh, this place. Exactly, 29031.6. I hope the desert creatures didn't give you too much trouble on the way here. I doubt they posed any sort of challenge to her. Would that I could say the same with confidence about whatever fiend may be waiting for us out there. Even if the light that Reen sensed turns out to be nothing of consequence, the empty is hardly the most welcoming of places. Anything that could survive out there is not to be trifled with. Moreover, it should be reiterated that the light-blasted wasteland poseth as a severe threat as any foe we might face. In any event, we are in agreement that this phenomenon doth warrant investigation, though for lack of more precise means of navigation we must needs rely on Reen's innate abilities to guide us. I have formed several hypotheses regarding the nature of the light, but speculation is a poor substitute for first-hand observation. There'll be plenty of time for us to talk about it on the way. Is the sky slipper ready, Thancred? Ready to take us where we need to go. Aye, back again too, maybe, if we ask it nicely. Nice. Though the light hath been expunged from Norvrant, the ambient ether of the empty is still corrupted, dangerously so in fact. The flood of light devastated everything in its wake. The soil, the air, the water, all rendered incapable of supporting life. 'Tis due to this imbalance that the empty remaineth utterly uninhabitable, even a century thereafter. That's why we're taking every possible precaution. Between the etherometers I've packed and Rain's unique abilities, we should be able to detect and measure any fluctuations in our alignments. According to the Crystarium scouts, a few days out there won't affect us to any noticeable degree, but much longer than that, we risk becoming Sin Eaters. Since we still don't know how Chocobos and Amaro will fare in the empty, we opted for a more mechanical mode of transportation. This comes courtesy of the researchers at the Mean, who found it in the Crystal Tower and restored it into working order. It's quite safe, I promise. The person in charge said he'll have the parts delivered from the Crystarium should anything break. He seemed quite eager to see what we bring back from the empty, even though I told him we're not hunting for treasure. I'll introduce you if we have a chance to stop by Mord's ship at some point. Anyway, I think that covers everything. When you're ready to leave, just say the word. Whoops. Well then, shall we? With a name like the Empty, I wasn't expecting much in the way of pleasant scenery, but this is downright depressing. To look on the land swallowed by the flood with mine own eyes, 'tis a chilling sight indeed. Approximately 9/10 of this world are as this, a slate all but wiped clean. Were it not for the warriors of darkness and Nephilia. Reen, are you sure we're heading in the right direction? Yes, I'm certain. There's no telling how far away it is, though. Poor Chocobo's just left behind for a car. Nothing for it but to keep going then. You two back there might as well take a nap. Have a feeling we've a good few moms ahead of us. I have to say, it's a touch larger than I was expecting. And is it sleeping? The Empty. No, it's waking up. I don't like the sound of that. Is it a light warden? I don't think so. Instead of being filled with light, it is light. The first Sin Eater. Long have I strived to unravel the mysteries surrounding the flood of light, to discover what set of terrible cataclysm in motion. Every thread led to the same conclusion, the same single point. Or single being. I have reason to believe that the entity we see before us is the first Sin Eater, the instigator of the flood, the very foe Menphilia vanquished a century ago. She gave everything she had, and won. But this abomination could undo her work. Aye, the possibility cannot be denied, though it is oft said that destruction and creation are but two sides of the same coin. Reen, knowst thou of what I speak? The power to shape reality, to bend the laws of nature, for what was once shattered may be forged anew. That's all well and good, but I don't think we should give it a name. But don't you think we should give it a name first? Eden. Utopia in Fae, a most auspicious title. Now that that's settled, perhaps we should find a spot to set up camp. I even brought a couple of tents, only off chance, but pitching the damn things is something of a fine art. Does anyone fancy helping me? Now, not to be off topic, but A, I hate matching orange. B, why does he get an undershirt and I have to have my side boobs going? I mean, he doesn't have boobs. He should have the open, airy form of the dress, not me. Ugh. Hey, Reen. I never realized that putting tents up could be such a bother. Still, I'm glad that we got there in the end. Thancred should be back from scouting the area soon. Once he's here, we can plan our next move. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Gulgul in Mordsuk or Thalial in Yulmore. Level 80. Deploy the core. You get a lot of 7 materia. A lot. I wonder what's taking Thancred so long. Ah, there he is. Well, that was rather uneventful. Not that I'm complaining. Did you find anything? No, thankfully. There's naught but barren plains in every direction, apart from Eden, obviously. I tried approaching it, and the brute didn't even seem to notice me. I thought it best not to tempt fate, so I withdrew. We should act now, before it's fully awake. Meaning what, exactly? When I think about the flood of light, I get the feeling that, rather than destroying everything in its path, what it actually did was stop the flow of ether. Of course, that meant that all of the plants, animals, and people here could no longer survive. They must have crumbled to dust in the years since. But the ether is still here, lying dormant. If Eden is the one that caused it, maybe it can get it flowing again. I don't know for certain, but I think I can use Eden to bring life back to the empty. Now, hold on a moment. What makes you think that's even possible, and how do you expect to control that kind of power? Reen's aspirations may not be as preposterous as thou dost surmise. I believe Minfilia halted the flood of light's advance not by destroying Eden, but by silencing it. And in so doing, She hath gifted us an opportunity too precious to waste. Even now the flame of hope burns on. Aye, as Benfili's successor, it standeth to reason that Reen doth possess the means to exert her will over Eden. But such a monumental task is not to be taken lightly. What sayest thou? I imagine this is easier said than done. Yeah, you're probably right, but I have to try. Very well, Reen, you've made up your mind, so how should we go about this? I have an idea. I've been studying it carefully ever since we arrived, and it seems to me that the light is more concentrated at a certain point. I suppose you could call it the core. That giant Talos had a core too, like a beating heart. It controlled the flow of ether. If Eden's core is the same, perhaps we could use it to restore the etheric balance. The theory is certainly sound. By employing Ethernet shards as beacons, mayhaps we could trace the ethereal flow to Eden's core, and in so doing secure the means to teleport to the very heart of the beast. Thankfully, the Settlement Council has kindly furnished us with a plethora of apparatus by which to perform such feats. However, we must needs first have Reen study the entity's interior and chart us a suitable course. Once we have reached our destination, I shall fabricate a means by which you may direct communication with Eden, and mayhap exert a measure of control over it. You can really do that, Orange? All credit is due to a dear friend, a gentle soul long since departed, who imparted to me a wealth of knowledge concerning etherology. Although I am certain she'd be all too quick to chastise my methodology. Excuse me for interrupting this trip down memory lane, but I don't imagine that Eden will be too happy about us rummaging around in its innards, for want of a better term. In all seriousness, though, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of welcoming party arranged for intruders. Perhaps we had best lead the way. Intruders into her insides? It's true that she's the only one who can defeat a Light Warden, but I'd rather not rely on her any more than we have to. Yeah, I haven't forgotten what happened when she absorbed too much light, but as Alice said, making promises you have no way of keeping is not a kindness. Now, I wish I could put down wardens myself, but the simple fact is, I can't. And there's no point pretending I can. That's why I'm asking her. Then perhaps I could. You already have a job to do, remember? The only reason this plan even has a chance of success is because of your involvement. We need you to concentrate on the task at hand and guide us to the core. Not only that, you'll have to keep an eye on Eden itself. If we somehow manage to make it angry, get us out of there. Are you sure you want to go through with this? This is what I do best. I won't let you down. Though we will remain here, Reen and I shall do our utmost to guide thee along the ethereal stream. After thou hast breached the exterior, we shall remain in contact via these link pearls, courtesy of our comrades in the Crystarium. Being relics salvaged from the Crystal Tower, I fear they may be somewhat less reliable than those to which thou art accustomed. Eden's Gate Resurrection now accessible through the Duty Finder. Well, Duty Finder was fast. I was doubting that, but let's find out how this goes. Resurrection. Pure light is a get behind him, and yes, the walls are lethal. So the balls are lethal. Usually when they're glowing like that, they are. Pure light to get behind. Dimensional shift. Can't see. Get behind, pure light. Oh! The wall should have killed me. Dimensional shift was unexpected. Roger Maximus. Oh. Over here. Let's follow this guy. Not touch the wall. Put women's bodies in the weirdest of places. Oh. Didn't hurt that time. Ooh! Blech. Curse it. Fine. Light. Faster. Not be near these people. Where we go? Like a future double tank buster. A good time? No, it's not. Definitely gonna help to have your own quadrant in the future. Shift. One last FUD people. Oh, there's not a part 2. Because our tank died. Oh, it just straight up gives you the gear. No, it doesn't. 2 pairs. I lie. You can get 1 piece of gear per week. So if you plan this out right, you will have 4 pairs per leg. Nice. 2 pairs for feet. 1 for your accessory. That's probably gonna be the first 2 choices. I have such a good lot on the legs. You need 4 for your legs. You need 4 for the body. 8. You need 1 for your belt. See, you could have like 2 accessories in your belt right here and right now. No one's lotting on them. 2 for your head. It's another accessory. I don't know if I have those. I do. Alright, so that's all I can get in 4 weeks. In a month, I will have these pants. Seems like a lot of people on those pants are waiting for that, I think. So, that was 2-shotted. It's been out for... It's old. It's old now. It's old. It's been out for 8 hours? So, people are already... It's already old hat to people. And if a muck like me can get this through this on a job that I am completely unfamiliar with, not completely, but fairly unfamiliar with, you can definitely do it. It seems that Thancred's prediction about there being some sort of guardian was right. Thankfully, it was nothing that you couldn't handle, along with my friends. And I'm glad to say that you haven't absorbed any light either. So far, so good. Now that the way is clear, the Ethernet shards can send us to the core and back whenever we need. Why don't we give them a try? Let's go inside. And here is everybody. Our noisy red little bit. Hey! Once Orange has activated the device, it's my turn. The time hath come, Reen. Watch over me, Menphilia. Is this supposed to happen? Eden is offering considerable resistance. Not now, not when I'm so close. Orange! I am unharmed, but what of Reen? No, you listen to me! Reen, be careful. We done woke it up now. Alright, part 2. One fell swoop. And it's in this place. It worked. I'm in control now, I think. Although I'm now linked to Eden, I still need to figure out how to give it commands. Pray tell, what caused it to convulse so violently? It must have been when Eden rose into the air. I'm still struggling to stop it from drifting too far from the camp. Even now, thou art... Reen, what's going on? Ah, above us! Something's coming this way, an enemy! But how dost thou... could it be a sin eater? I can't see them clearly. No, that's impossible. What is it? They're inside, too. Lots of them trying to reach the core. Uninvited guests, eh? If I'd known they were coming, I would have tidied the place up. Japes are a poor substitute for a viable stratagem. Japes? In that case, I suggest that you and I deal with the ones who are already inside. How'd they get inside so fast? And you can welcome our airborne adversary. Reen, find out if Eden has any defenses we can make use of, preferably ones that don't recognize us as the enemy. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I can use the ether currents to send you wherever you need to go. That's my girl. Alright, everyone, we've got work to do. From what I can tell, Eden is able to form simple structures by redirecting ether, so I'll try to give you something to stand on. When you're ready, head for that portal over there. Eden's Gate Descent, now accessible. Eden's Gate Descent. Fight number 2 of 4. The Antithesis Manifest. Alright, lesson number 1. You can fall off the edge. If he has the black clock looking thing, your AoE will be delayed. So remember to keep those AoEs where they need to be. Obviously. That still not pull hate, does it? That already messed up. Dodge the candy stripes. Dodge these guys. That's easy enough. I might be late. Oh, alright. Dodge these guys. Shadow fight. Took out both pinks. And now he's on the side. I'm gonna stand with you because off. Stay away from those people. He needs someone to stack on him, but these guys are still gonna blow up. Blow up! Let's just sacrifice him. We can do the knockback. So last time I think I was on the opposite side. What? Candy stripe. I'm yelling. Oh, you know what? I bet that I just thought that applied to me, huh? I get it. All the holes are plugged, but not this one. Get on this guy. Somebody's gonna blow up. Oh man, choices. Oh, don't look at that guy. Still don't look at that guy. Just never look at that guy again. I feel like I'm looking at that guy. Can go off? More humans crossing. I think it's sticky if you're stuck in the middle. This is a terrible place for my knockback. Atrocious. Riggy needs us. Come on, oh! I need me. Blow up, blow up. Oh, Riggy. You hardly need me. I'm looking at your button instead of doing stuff. shadow plane. MP! So again, second try. Oh, we dropped the poor little guy. However, that was ugly. Okay. And it should be the same, basically, the stuff that we just did. Actually, so you can get, oh, I foresee pants in my future. I will have amazing pants. You can only get one. You could just get 4 accessories, which I actually need. So that is a little different. Thank goodness you're unharmed. We came as soon as we took care of our unwanted guests. They were a stubborn bunch and quite unlike anything I've ever seen in the first. Like Empire-y. No, I won't let you. Damn the light. Damn you all. Who are you and what do you want? Why am I here? What is happening? I hate when I can't get my helmet off. Worst yet, if you have to pee and you have to get your metal pants off. She's alive, but there's something strange about her ether. She didn't seem too pleased with Reen taking control of Eden, which may be what caused her to appear out of the blue. Beyond that, it's anyone's guess. 'Tis plain she is not a sin-eater, not even in part as Vathru was. Yet this knowledge does little to assuage my fears, for she is nonetheless possessed of a power most terrible. On the other hand, if she's feeling cooperative, she might be able to tell us more about Eden. I'll keep an eye on her until she wakes up. There's no telling what will happen when she does, but I'll make it clear that we mean her no harm. Well, no further harm, at the very least. Obviously, it's not a good idea to bring her inside Eden. It's likely that reaching the core was her aim from the outset, so I'll take her to the camp. Now that things have settled down, I should get back inside and try strengthening my link to Eden. Although I had my hands full trying to control Eden, I caught a glimpse of your battle. That power. I've never seen anything like it. What thou witnessed was the tearing of the very fabric of reality, the creation of a rift through which void scent may enter. But pray tell, Reen, didst thou make any other observations? I couldn't sense any light at all in that girl or her servants. And I really can't explain how, but she reminded me of Emmett Selk. Though I think it unlikely that she is an Ascian, she may yet be thralled to Zodiark. Maybe we'll be able to find out more once she's woken up. In the meantime, I'll try to improve my control over Eden. It seems to be listening more than before, instead of screaming at me like it was in the beginning. And that's not all. I've made an exciting discovery. Nor any drop to drink. Reen's newly formed bond with Eden's core has led to a surprising discovery. Fight number 3. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, this is only the beginning. And we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead, but pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works. Therefore, the true nature of the flood of light? Yes. It affected the balance of all of the ether and the empty, shifting it so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. The power to tip the scales. And to tip them back again. That's what Eden does. It controls the balance of ether over a wide area, forcing it from one alignment to the other. Left alone, it still poses a threat, but if I can harness its power, I think I could use it to breathe life back into the empty. The trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. And if I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good. Thou needst not bear this burden alone, Reen, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awakening that which lies dormant. All things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony, without which life cannot prosper. So what should we do? A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it would require further discussion. For the time being, let us return to the camp. 'Twould be remiss of us not to involve Thancred. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method to which you may see this world restored. Orange, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. Were we only able to effect change over one small region at a time, it would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order, that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation. One at a time. I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden will be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others. For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we rebalance the ether and return it to the land, whereupon it shall be borne on ethereal currents to the furthest reaches of the empty. But what's to prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing a disaster of some sort? It must needs be contained. The question is, how? Indulge me for a moment, if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporeal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in thy mind's eye? Muggles. I don't think he likes jokes. He smiled. Mayhap thou art afeard to utter the fateful word, for to even speak the name primal is to invite misfortune. Though invite it we must. As the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Louis once did in the fields of Carteneau. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the ether into a deiform entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in the traditional fashion. So, defeat it, in other words, but is that even possible? Why is everyone looking at me? I shall break my fast on primals. Lest thou forget, 'twill be no more than approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thine abilities. As do I, though it might help to have some idea of what you'll be up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area to the west of Norvert was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flood of light reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred, wouldst thou keep watch over our enigmatic antagonist? She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becometh agitated, thou mayest have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Still, I must say I don't envy you being caught up in yet another one of Orange's madcap schemes. Though, come to think of it, if the creature you must fight is born from your own memories and imagination, why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you've fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. I was gonna say like a kitten, but that's not what I want to happen. Inside we go. Eden seems to be responding well to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw out the water aspected ether. And the rest is up to you. Memories of Leviathan come flooding back. Eden's Gate inundation. Alright, inundation. Fight number 3. Character of the Fall. Leviathan. Two-headed Leviathan. sad. Looks like they're just gonna give you everything. So you can get your whole thing. That's nice. Fudge nuts. Oh, I have another chance. Meh. Might as well go all pants. That took 3 tries, by the way. This is also day 1. I think that the people doing this might be a little bit more encouraged to do it. Is that the right word? That was incredible. Is that what a primal looks like? With 2 heads. Oh, not quite the same then, but why is that? I have a bad, fuzzy memory. I was drinking and so it looked like there was 2 heads, but... The Leviathan of the source was summoned by the Sahagin, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deiform entity that we brought into existence differed on a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon her experiences of Leviathan and may have been influenced by recollections of other water-aspected beings, leading to further discrepancies. Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. How goes it? Awesome. If you finish slaying your primal, or whatever it is, I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you ought to see. I gotta go see something. Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. Look! Water! Hope no one was out there. By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. I never thought that a whole lake would just suddenly appear like this. And we're just getting started. I only hope the burden is not too much for you. Thank goodness it wasn't the tents. Lake. A little bit of blue. has made it quite pretty. Super Seismic. This will be fight number 4 of Eden. I think this proves that the water aspect of ether is no longer lying dormant. So which element should we realign next, Orange? I propose Earth. Should it succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that. Force in the empty. But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal, not at all like her usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen, perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I wait here, wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be strange. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. In we go. Now, before we embark on our journey, there's one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lieth east of Norvrant, which was once home to the great Mount Atlas, and to the earth aspect of Primal we should wish to invoke what could be more fitting choice than Titan. I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? The landslides! The landslides! He jumps a lot. It seems like you had a rather traumatic experience. But if our last battle's anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan that she remembers, yes? Aye. It's gonna be a two-headed landslide rock-stomping monster. 'Twould be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Past experiences will avail thee not, I fear. Alright, once you're ready, we'll be on our way. Took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready? Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Eden's Gate Sepulture. Eden's Gate complete. Alright, that was fun. Hey, extra coffer. We get all of our choices. And an Eden Miner. Let's go for these pants. That's not. I didn't get pants. I didn't get anything, did I? So I'll need to repeat the last two. Try to get those pants. Welcome back. You must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? He stood no chance against me. Well, having seen the way you fight, I can believe that. But more importantly, you've defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we've made this time. Did we really do all of this? It would appear the balance has returned to the element of earth, and yet the transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake doth remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falleth short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty have undergone comparable alterations. Then the ether will spread out from these points to cover the rest of... Reen. The next piece of the puzzle. She appears to be exhausted. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do. Nay, Thancred hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Reen, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth have been restored, continued exposure to the empty stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk, unless absolutely necessary. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. It seems to me that Reen isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associate from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you could go on ahead and have a word with him in Mordsuk, we'll catch up with you once Oranger has finished whatever it is he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she'd be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying on the First forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Orianger. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Reen is possessed of a natural affinity for etherology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. Hey. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like, though, come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me after all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, you'd better take the sky slipper with Reen. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenges that lie ahead, so go on, get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Amarang. Seems like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Well, if you say so, I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take first shift piloting, or shall I? Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I have no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. I missed it. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. Guesses? When I first spoke to Thancred and Oranger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find. But now that we've found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have happened. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person, like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her. I want to find out who she is, and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, you mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? Exactly. If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it'll be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do? You know, even Emmett Selk had his reasons. We should at least hear her out. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we'd been able to come to an understanding, things wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope that she's nothing like Emmett Selk, but we won't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see to Oriange's errands. The person we're on our way to meet lent us the Sky Slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to him and his colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Is it Sid? Or Biggs? Or Blondie? Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. Huh. That's Google, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the one we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Aye, Reen, what a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than expected. Meet Luri. Oh. Well. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take you from here. You should go get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us. But if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. I see. Though it is mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Reen and her until I know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it is too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. The Oracle of Darkness. Oh boy. I pray it is not true. Well, technically, an Oracle of Darkness would be good, right? Here is the Eden Relic Exchange, which I believe you can do in Yomar also. So it not only tells you on this thing, you need 2 helms to get a head. I think I'm just running 430 right now. This is a lot better. Oh. Oh, it's pretty. This is really pretty. I like it. I can't color it. Casting. It's cute. You know, it'll be covered. Gladiator. Apollo shoes. Trying the tank gear. Tanky. And the striking. It's not very monkey-like. Monkey. Dragoon. It's okay. Ninja. Kind of looks cocky, flamboyant. And bard or dancer. It's okay. The best is the healer. Well, I don't see any more blue quests. That's it. Have fun farming that over and over and over for the next month. 6 weeks. More if you want to gear your alts.